right, for today's lesson, today's rant, and then all future ones too, it's important that I disclose this to you guys. I am not saying ever to not do cardio. I'm not against it. We do cardio at Tighten Up. All I'm asking is that you simply are more educated or become more educated than to believe it is the answer to transforming your body and hitting your goals.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
So I want you to remember too that I am a runner, and I've always been one, and I started out as a runner before all of this, okay? So I've done 5Ks, I've done 1 miles, I've done 4x8s, never quit. I've run the Gate River 3 times. I've done all of it, okay? Spartan race, you name it. If you are training for an event, by all means, run yourself silly. If it gives you mental benefits or you feel better after doing it, run yourself silly. The people that I am speaking to are simply the ones that believe cardio is the answer to their goals, okay? And by goals, I mean transforming your body, getting your skin to fit tight, erasing fat from your legs, erasing fat from your midsection. That would be like me saying, I am only gonna eat protein powder for all of my meals, right? And that's a perfect analogy because that's what it is cardio supplements the gaps where your activity needs to come up, your activity level and your total expenditure of energy. Okay, so if we take this here, okay, cardio and circuit training, it applies to more than you think. If it doesn't involve heavy lifting, bench, squat, deadlift, it's circuit training. Okay, I'm talking about your little body pump classes, your cardio pump, your tiny lifts, speed work, all that is here. This is all of your traditional strength training, big body lifts at 80% of your 1 rep max, okay, which doesn't apply to many gyms at all. So I'm gonna focus here on what the focus is. If you're doing this, this is your main focus, immediate calorie burn, right? You are a hamster on a wheel chasing a number. But what we need to remember is if on average you're hitting 800 on those treadmills at an incline, on all those pieces of equipment, or with your calorie watch, there is up to a 35% margin of error for overestimating calorie burn. So we need to be realistic here. This is what you actually would net, okay, if you calculated it right, and that's being generous. That is a 20% margin for error. It is very, very possible that it's higher than that. We'll just meet in the middle here. Now, also, what you need to realize is you are banking on the afterburn effect. Your body is depleted of oxygen. You're hoping that your body spends more time recovering that oxygen, providing you continuous calorie burn for as many days promised. That is also very exaggerated. The truth is, you only get about 6 to 12% afterburn, and that is maybe, it's dependent on the individual. So in this case here, when you're netting that, we're looking at an extra 40 calories maybe. It's not a game changer like you've been told it is. Okay, so we need to come to terms here, and we need to really just buckle down and see the hard facts. Also, time spent. So time spent, keep in mind, to continue hitting this 600 because your body adapts very quickly. It's the best thing the body is good at is adapting to stimulus. So to continue reaching this, the time spent or time that you allocate needs to constantly climb. Okay, because to get that 600 and your body keeps adapting, you have to sink more time in, meaning more miles. You're doing 5, now you got to do 6. Okay, you did 12 intervals, now you got to do 14. That time has to keep increasing, and it will exceed that hour eventually, okay? Actually quite quickly. Now, If we focus on strength training, we don't count numbers. We don't count on our watches. We don't follow monitors because we have a different focus. The focus is getting strong. That's why we hold these PR boards behind me. We are looking for improvement in numbers in overall strength. The whole goal is not really afterburn, although that happens big time. The goal is adding lean muscle. Everyone will argue with you over what that muscle equates to as far as calorie burn. The truth is, it's hard to say because muscles being recovered burn more than muscles at rest. So it depends upon your program's frequency. Are your muscles constantly recovering? You're going to be burning a lot more constantly. If they're at rest, you might be burning less. And that's anywhere from 6 to 10 calories a day per pound of muscle that you gain, right? 6 to 10 calories a day, so if you gain 2 pounds of muscle, you could have up to 20 extra calories a day that you're burning, even when you're at rest, and it goes upwards from there, and that is yours to keep. The time spent doesn't have to keep changing. That muscle burn is constantly happening. It's living inside your body, okay? Now, time spent does not have to change. Why? We stick to an hour because that's all we'll ever have to do. We simply add a plate, right? Meaning you add more weight. Your body's not used to that. We get the same effect as running an extra mile. We add a set, meaning instead of 4 rounds, now you're doing 5. We're still here for the hour. We can slow down the tempo of the lift. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Now our bodies spend more time under tension. We're still here for the same hour, okay? All of this adds up to outcome is, if we look at it in terms of net, by the end of your 5-day training period, okay, it's unclear where we stand here. And if we added up that 600 calories, your afterburn effect, things like that, you might be netting an extra 100 and something calories if you went all 5 days, allowing you a tiny bit of flexibility. Here, if we keep stacking lean muscle and we keep changing these methods by adding plates, adding sets, adding reps, we are creating a much more flexible lifestyle because by the end of that week, all that muscle that's sitting on our bodies is constantly working for us. Picture a furnace. It's turning your body into a furnace, literally, where you're burning constantly because all your cellular volume is changing by getting strong and adding muscle. Okay, so there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. This is simply a supplement to this, and that's how we do it at Tighten Up. This represents, if you look at a pie chart, this represents a tiny percentage of our entire class, but added up over a week, we've got a really healthy balance because the fundamentals are based here. The whole bulk is here, the meat and potatoes. This is the protein powder, right? That's how we do things at Tighten Up. It creates a very successful program, a healthy balance, okay? That's where we need to understand. I'll go over this more in depth as the weeks come.